Ravenwood was a place where time seemed to slow, where secrets whispered on the wind, and shadows held stories untold. One evening, under a sky weeping rain, Sarah left her best friend Lily's house, the comforting glow of the porch light fading behind her. She carried a crimson umbrella, a defiant splash of color against the gray. But she never reached home. Her last known steps led to the abandoned Willow Creek Bridge, a skeletal structure clawing at the stormy sky. There, amidst a carpet of sodden leaves, lay her umbrella, its vibrant red dulled, and her phone, its screen still faintly glowing, a silent beacon in the deepening twilight. The rain had washed away any footprints, leaving only a chilling emptiness. 2 days later, a silence heavier than the rain settled over the Blake household. Jake, Sarah's younger brother, a boy haunted by shadows and whispers, heard his sister's name called from her locked room. It wasn't a normal call. It was a chilling susurrus, a voice carried on the breath of the wind, yet distinctly Sarah's. He hesitated, fear cold hand on his heart, before turning the knob. The room was dim, the air thick with a scent of damp earth, and something else. Something indefinable, unsettling. Then he saw it. The mirror, usually pristine, was fogged with a message, scrawled in what looked like condensation. "Find me before they do." The words seemed to pulse with a faint, ethereal light. Jake, armed with only a flickering flashlight and a heart pounding like a drum, began his search. He followed a trail of clues, a half-torn photograph tucked under Sarah's bed, a cryptic note hidden in her favorite book, a single, iridescent feather resting on her windowsill. Each clue led him deeper into the mysteries of Ravenwood, revealing a hidden world beneath the town's placid surface. He discovered a secret society, a group obsessed with ancient prophecies and rituals, their shadowy figures moving like phantoms in the foggy streets. They were the they in Sarah's message, and they were connected to the Willow Creek Bridge, a place of forgotten power. His journey took him through the town's forgotten corners, into the whispering woods, and finally back to the bridge. There, under the pale light of the moon, he found Sarah, bound but alive, held captive by the secretive society. A fierce struggle ensued, a battle between light and shadow, between the boy's courage and the society's dark designs. With the help of Lily and the townspeople, who had begun to suspect something was amiss, Jake managed to free Sarah. As dawn broke, casting a pale light over the town, the members of the society vanished into the mists, leaving behind only whispers and the lingering scent of damp earth. "You have to see this." He tugged them towards his sister's room, his voice trembling. They followed, their initial concern morphing into confusion as they entered Sarah's brightly lit room. Jake pointed frantically at the mirror, his finger trembling. "It was there!" "A message," he insisted, his eyes wide with disbelief. His parents exchanged puzzled glances. The large ornate mirror reflected only the normal room, clean and untouched. There was no trace of any message. His mother placed a comforting hand on his shoulder. "It must have been a dream, honey," she said softly, but Jake knew, deep down, that it hadn't been. That night, a cold dread settled over Jake. He lay in bed, the moonlight casting long shadows across his room. Suddenly, a soft whisper, barely audible, brushed against his ears. "Jake," it breathed, Sarah's voice, sweet and chilling at once. He sat bolt upright, his heart pounding. His eyes darted around the room, searching the darkness, but found nothing. Only the quiet stillness of the night answered him. The whisper was gone, leaving only a lingering sense of unease and a growing fear. The next morning, a serious-looking woman knelt beside Sarah's neatly made bed. Detective Laura Simmons, her expression grim, carefully extracted a crumpled note tucked beneath the bed. The paper was old and yellowed, the handwriting shaky and uneven. She unfolded it, her eyes scanning the cryptic message. "The bridge. Midnight." A chill ran down her spine as she pocketed the note. The mystery deepened. Driven by an unwavering determination, Jake decided to follow the clue. At midnight, he crept out of his house, his flashlight beam cutting through the heavy fog that hung over Willow Creek Bridge. The old bridge groaned under the weight of the night, its wooden planks slick with moisture. A biting wind whipped around him, carrying the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. The flashlight beam flickered erratically, casting eerie shadows that danced and writhed in the gloom. He felt a growing sense of unease, a prickling on his skin that spoke of something unseen, something lurking just beyond his sight. A sudden gust of wind roared past him, extinguishing his flashlight, plunging him into near-total darkness. A cold breath brushed his ear, and a shadowy figure materialized behind him, its form indistinct in the fog. A raspy whisper, filled with an otherworldly chill, sliced through the silence. "You're too late."